Malcolm should not the hard of the Torah in a place where it's much to think about where the Torah. What the lipsos then it's much to the past in a din. Eventually, Yom Kippur shall die as long as you don't say the reason for the matter. It's in the round Perikam the Shabbos and Perikol Hatomamim. It's in the Malcolm Shemutter. He go on the base inside, for example, in the middle room where it was Mutter. Shlomo at the bath as a canal, as we mentioned earlier. Or could go on Shehu. The Atzmo Eino Naki the Gamir, for example, he himself or he himself is not clean. Completely could go on Shanabi the other than the Makomas and Makluzos. For example, he touched with his hands in the places which are covered, and now he's got sweat or whatever on his hands. Then the other Voshar Makomos Magufum with Nafos Mamish, a few will hear also. Because if his hands or other places of his body are really dirty, then even the thought would be also in front of prima other. So if when here is mutter, it's mutter to psakin in. The havi kamo here psakin in is like hear her. Shemachashiv atam belibo, then he thinks the reason in his heart. Finally, El Simon Mem Zayin, this is Dalab Mishnah Berura Ve'alacha. Look earlier in Simon Mem Zayin, so Dal in the Mishnah Berura and the Ve'alacha. As long as you don't say the reason for the matter, then it's fine. Okay. Alef. Maim Shitruchim, if you have water which is very disgusting. O Mei Mishra, or water of a Shishram Behem Bishtan, some sort of vat water where they put in it flax. O cannabis or cannabis in there. Tzarach Laharchim Hem Kmomin. So you have to distance from them just like from excrement because they're very disgusting. Maim Shitruchim, disgusting water. Alkein Osin Makom Mikvah is for those mikvahs Shemamehem Shruchim that their water is very disgusting. Biyam Sakais in the summertime. Lomi by the us levarach v'sofim. We don't really have to say that it's us to make a bracha inside of them. A few are chaka kitzoa be'inan, even distance from like excrement you need. So you can't even make a bracha inside of them. You have to get away from them like their excrement. That's from the premium adam. V'dafim masriach achim. It's only if they're very disgusting that normal people would be pained by this. This is from the Magen Avram, Simon Ayin Tes, and Sivkat and Alef. Milsim Ref, that would be pained from that smell. Yina Shem Mamshithan Lamain. If you have a garden which you drag into a water, Sukham, dirty water, Uraim and bad water, the Smucha Leves Aknestan is next to a shoal. Af Im Kadma Balagina Tzarach Lahak. Even if it was there first, Balagin and Tzarach Lahafis, then the rule is that the owner of the garden has to go first and move away. The Hamils of the Yisura, because the Mills is Isser. This is from the Shari Tshuva, and they would have to leave even though it came first. O Mei Mishra, or some sort of bad thing. Shematriach, which is disgusting. The Kol Shekain and Mishra, Kobsim for sure was a vat for launderers. Shemachazim behamdik dikatana, that they launder the clothes of the little kids. Sheshram so, which have an excrement. Kumo, just like from excrement. Rotalam means to say the front of Kamaliena, in front of him until as far as I can see. Half of him behind him, Marvin Amos, 4 Amos, meanwhile, from the place the smell stops. Because of him, the Primogan writes, the Surah who Minotaur, the Dasim Minotaur, Kumo it's also just like excrement from the in the Torah from the Torah. Because of Haley Rabbi Hu Primogan tries Haley Rabbi writes and brought in the Primogan the Martzafos Hayayin in these storehouses of the wine. Sheesh Reach Robin Me Upash. There's some sort of bad smell from the disgustingness. The Kotzban is disgusted by it. Also the Kotz Kmiyashmar does 3 Kmiyashmar. Who has in Kol Gaman and same thing with all kinds of cases like this. Rabbi Ramon Perak Dalam helps Tefillah and Ramon Perak Dalam helps Tefillah. Lachates mashman mutter, and lachates mashman mutter. Rakadoli chachamim hayin nisarim mizav. Just the great chachamim were careful about this. Based on tefillah, time of prayer. Ayin sham ulapela shelo hir b'zeh, and it's a pella that he didn't like wake up about this and talk about this. This is Rambam saying this. Okay. Graf shalrei v'avid shel meraglayim. If you have a pan for excrement, like we put it, yeah. V'avid shel meraglayim, or a bowl for urine. Shel chayris, if it's a pot, or real shel 8 sorts of wood. Zorach l'hachas mem k'momit. You have to ditch from them just like the excrement. Afilu hitiv b'hamayim. You put water in them, it's no longer smelly or whatever. These bowls are themselves the problem. Avol imhein shel matachas. But if they're of metal, oh, shel zuchukas, or it's of glass, o shel chayris mitzupa, or it's of pottery which is covered with whatever glaze. Mutter im heim rechutzim yafa b'mutz, if they were very well washed. Okay, the Mishnah verse says, Graf, Vafilim asa im behem klum, even if not they don't have anything in them. Vafilim heim rechutzim yafa, very well washed, and them rechutzim inside and outside, and the kim the gam, completely clean. Shein ba mafilu graf, they don't even have a bad smell. This is from Koloposkim, it's still a problem. Shomer Raglaim, of urine. The Imakli Miyuchas Gam Kin Lestash Shach, if the vessel is used for something else, it's in the Magen Avraham. The golden dish bowl for Tel Shofim, for example, the pour inside of it some sort of your leftover water. And Imbo Soa Valori Aquat, it doesn't have excrement, no bad smell, then it was mutter. The Kainim Koba, Hukain Im Bakol Pam, Shemashtinim, no sense of Ravias Ram. Same thing would be if every time you go to the bathroom you put in a Ravias of water. This is from the Magen Avraham, the Eliram, the Derchaim. Mutter in May Manor Aqua, it's mutter if there's not from it a bad smell. Venerally, the Bezah, in Magiri Aqua, it seems to me that with this, if it does reach a bad smell, minakli from the vessel, Dinakovich, Mam, it has the den like a real urine bowl. Mitzorach Lahar Fagabla Amos and Malcolm Shikala Rech, and you have to get 4 amos away from the place for the where the smell stops. Find Veralacha, look at the Veralacha. Kamomitoa. Lefonim Kamalina Vulaachwa Amos. That means in front of him you have to get as far as his eyes can see, and behind him 4 Amos. This is from the Torah. Mimalkum Shikol Aref, from the place where the smell stops. Mashmi Divrei Harbi Afonim is much from the words of many Afonim. This in the Pri Megadim, B'Simonai and Tats, and Machai Adam, and Kiveger, Resolution, Kiveger, and Solution. The Maskim and the Divrei Haribenu Yonah, they agree with the words of Benu Yonah, the Minatorah, Os Ubegraf, the Ovid, the Minatorah, Os Ubegraf, and an Ovid, a pan and a bowl, the pan for the excrement and for the urine. Afogam the Meir Aglaim, Atzman, Invel, and even though urine himself is only Midrabanan. However, the bowl is more common than this. The kibbutz the miyuchal is have it like a graph basic. Each distance is step for this and it's like a bathroom. Therefore, it doesn't help for them even putting in water there. Okay. Vafilu molan ad shulayim, even if you fill them until the top of them, okay, it will be no good. The water doesn't help. The imkar always follow. If he read and then or daven, the makom of it in place where this bowl for urine was. Shahid b'tol chaim b'amos was in his 4 amos. Chodzo, you would have to repeat it and go back. Yim matzum b'makom shahid roy lo stop. If we found in a place where it was fitting to be mistabik b'tchila, originally there should have been a suffix if it was there. Allah. No, if you found it in a place where it was probably that you should originally have the suffix that it was there, then you would have to go back because you didn't know about it, but it should have been suffix. Okay, well, in Shab brachos, guys on the brachos. I'm become Siman Kapehei. Look later on in Siman Kapehei. Tifhei b'Mishnah Berurah Mishnah Rosham. V'tadim Bukanan and will be judged to hear. Or yeah. V'im Matzah Hagrafa Avi B'Tol Chashir Mekmalayin. If we found the pan or the bowl within the measure for however as far can see, Ein Achoz B'Diavad. We wouldn't go back with the Diavad. It'll help us in Pehei. Alef is on some Diavad Tifhei is Mishnah and Mishnah Berurah and Sham that he wasn't obligated to look that far. Shows a chukis of glass. Mataz and Fakir V'Dzeh. The Mataz is a topic about this. I will roll before them Ukma but the majority of the Achronim and almost all of them, this is from the Eli Rabbah and the Birkei Yosef and the Rafachayim and the Yeshuas Yaakov and the Shar Achronim and other Achronim. And almost on Meskim Lahaka, they're all agreeing to be makel by glass. Even though the Mataz is a topic about this. The reason is if all these they hold, they ain't bolim, they don't absorb very well. If I feel in bolim, if they've absorbed in bolias and ruba, the majority their absorb is not very much. Alkain in their ain din basically therefore they don't have the din of a bath notes on them. Okay, mitzubin if they're covered with some sort of glaze. Yeshomim the hainu. There's what to say this is. Let's see if this is from the Morgan from the Derech Chaim. Hainu mashon according glazin wizard. If we call it glazert. Okay, it's two says it's covered with glass, yeah, glaze. Yisham the dafka imhu mitsupa be'aver. Those ones say that it's only if it's covered with metal. Low glazert, not with glass. So this from the iron prima godam, look at the prima god. It has to be glazed with on metal. Okay. Okay. Gam Yisham they also say the energy hey mitsupa mivafim because it's only that you need it to be covered from the inside and outside. This is from the Bach. V'yesh mazhilin the design b'kish mitzvah mirachim film. Those that make only if it's enough if it's only covered on the inside. This is from the Beis Yosef. V'hine the ma'isa yesh and the ma'isa yesh v'yesh ta'ach with the beinin shehem mitzvah minim gam mechotz yesh b'machin should need to be covered also on the outside. Ach kishe kafo al piv when you turn it upside down. Yesh smokal hakol that's a material. You could be rely on the makel people. You could be makel like the material. Think also the Eli Rambam to the Eli Rambam, right? V'akalayim sh'anu parts porcelain, and our with these vessels we call them porcelain. Then Yishari Yisunim Dina Keklicharis in regards to other sins of Dina of the Keklicharis, will Mahani Hagol doesn't help for them to do Hagol on them. When you're Diyesh Lahachma Gamli and Zev, should be Machar so in this case, I'm Veralach, look at the Veralach. Yafa, you have to clean even if you if they're well washed, it's fine. From the inside and outside these special glazed pots. The gam shloihem manner also has to not come from a bad smell. This is from the Magen Avraham. The imagim manner of bad smell does come from him. Dina kireach rosh ein loik. It's like a bad smell which has no source from it. It's from the Derech Chaim. Achoi da kli ein halesh and graf ba'avid since the vessel doesn't have the name of a pan or a bowl for urine or excrement. When the kiyan is clean. The ein sarach lahar chagrak ad makom shagiyach l'reach. You don't have to go. You only have to go as far until the smell stops. The imakli ein rachutza. If the vessel is not very washed, sarach lahar chagmena arba'amas. You have to get. Yes, distance from it 4 amos. Maybe if it has on it a little bit of real disgustingness on it. Okay, because you assume it's not properly washed. Okay. Let's see the berura. Graph. I'm Mishnah Berurah, looking Mishnah Berurah. Let me turn down this. Look at the Mishnah Berurah. Masha the Sam people that wrote both space in those days. In Megillah, where the bad smell comes to them. To Lachor Kasha Moed, because Lachor is a big Kasha Moed and Avram on the making of Avram. The Matzvim who in this or Talmud Lahat will take up the mind that the Matzvim if it's concentrated for it areas of water. Haladas Ben Yom, but isn't it according to Ben Yom, Avit also Minotaur that an Avit is really also Minotaur. After Meir Gleim, after Meir and the Element Derabon, even though the urine himself would only be Derabon. Now, Korachol Mishum, the Havis Misriach Loser, has to be because this bowl itself is even more disgusting. Then you know, look, so we judge it like as if it's excrement itself. Moshe crosses Chai Adam as the Chai Adam says. Only Mishum, that even the Miyukal is over, since it's set up for this, Hukumo basically counts as if it's a bathroom. The Gam Lefima is that Yisur Minator, and also according to this, there's Yisur Minator, to the Mashram, the Pollution, the Kiveger, it says in the Mashram, the Kiveger. Yim Kane, Mamahani Lozem Mashram Matzah Talmud Revius Mayim. If so, how does it help? What does it help for this if you constantly pour in every of water? Halamanda Mahani Revius Mayim Lameir Glaim. Isn't it that this helps for Revius of water for urine? After Meruba, even though there's a lot of urine, whom Bishum the Meir Glaim and only the Derabana is only because the urine is Derabana. We compare Krashins like Rashi and Brachas Kavel from Hopam and Big. But if the Yisr was Minotaur, like in this case, which okay, Lohaya Mahani Klava wouldn't help at all this reduce water. Memela Mahani is that law of it, Yisra Minotaur, what does it help us for this urine bowl, which is for the Minotaur? Mikam Zehuma and the Lubitoko because of the disgusting that gets absorbed into it. The claim we shouldn't add mine is it because there's a little bit of water to show if you pour on it, low you come to the so-called Zumba and it's not going to enter it into the disgustingness of the urine. Ruka in Kusha Hayaran is similar to Kusha of the Yararan, and we are hated from the other than it's better than that question. Ulay Shlomo, however, there is the impossible answer. To keep in the Chazina, the Ain Bo Reach since we see it doesn't have a bad smell. Remela Mukak, the low nibla, the Tofos, and automatically proves that it wasn't absorbed into it a lot of disgustingness. The Aini Surak Mishum, the Yafad of the Merazim, this was only because it was set up for urine. The question is, pizza and you're counting it like a bathroom. Okay, keep to show the thumb in mind. Therefore, since you're constantly pouring in water, the total taste of alcohol, I call it marijuana, immediately after pouring the urine, but when you didn't leave it to be set aside for a bathroom. The Bazam Yusuf Gam can go to the Yadar, this falls into the question of Yadar and Hamal. With these in Magiria from men, the point is this: you do have a bad smell from it. Dino Kavimamish its judgment is like a real bowl. Can you and your side to this judge is what in my humble opinion is the first you have to say it's not a real. There's two reasons. Is it designated for basic say? Then you could say the water helps because you're showing it's not designated. But if it's really disgusting, so that you can't fix the vent with the water. What if it's a metal or shacharis and supa next to your last time? Mission the porcelain, which is 7 regards to porcelain, please. And you said it's no good. Treat them like Cliteris. Then you absolutely in Hagol, even though the regards to all the costs of God and Muslim telling them, hey, the Cliteris, same, they're considered earthenware vessels. Become welcome in the are saying in regards to this topic, they need the answer to clear. The Amash because of a cause will be, this is how it says, the Fima. In his bar, according to what is clear in Simon tough than Aleph, the Kli Zakul is Zamkain, Kumokuteris, the Kli Zakul glass counts like Paris, wasn't but the same thing to be about this, that it should be okay. Possibly Yeshua Zakov, Ani Tamid, Yeshua Zakov writes about this. So he holds glass is like Kluteris. The same thing would be in this case. The Yeshua Zakov says, Ani Tamid Ivatema, the Kluteris glazed with blizzard. If you have a Cliteris which has a glaze on it, that's the poskim anal. The poskim which I said earlier, the animal calgraph shavir, we say that it doesn't count as a bowl of, it doesn't count as a pan of for excrement. The Zebavai, the Chashu Kamo Cliteris, for sure counts as if it's a Cliteris, the Indian Blias Dister, in regards to the absorbed district, it's just glazed. The plain Cliteris, Hametzupim, Aver, similarly if a Cliteris which is covered with metal, but because Yaakov Shambos Samadal, it says in the Yaakov and Samadal, that's where we're posting the higher with Cliteris. The majority of posting are holding this as like Cliteris. And with this, if it's covered with metal, everyone holds this works and says it's no longer considered a real pan for excrement, as mentioned earlier. Alavazi linear graphical, rather has to be that in regards to being a pan for excrement, given the uncle our default since you're able to wash it and it's very smooth, and who's at it doesn't have a concern of being a real pan. Adkan is only the end of his language. Vim Kane, who had been in still the same thing to be on our topic now. After the given the him shuim, since they're smooth, the inability path they don't absorb so much promote the tires like a pottery clee. After the Indian of the tires are possibly among them like a clee like a earthenware vessel. We come up from here the lamais nach and half was still seems the lamais should be machmer. The feel of the quill is who the stupid stuff for chodesh mach, but even by glass vessels the pre chodesh was machmer. Unai the sham and I've seen it without the aphonim even though granted there we pass on like the aphonim which are makel, we come up with a day of this there should be machmer because maybe it's even an earthenware vessel, this porcelain. Okay. Days in the Shulchan Aruch. Rafa of Shulchan Aruch. Let's say you have a pan and a bowl, which are of pottery. Oshel eights or they're of wood. She kafol al piv you turn upside down. Yesh matir v'yeshos and some allowance some master. V'alacha kedivri haos and alacha like the people ask, but even flipping it upside down doesn't work. Yesh matir in the havik mokiza so if it's covered and flipped upside down that's what it's master. V'yeshos those are master. The kim der huma below betofa. Since the discussing is absorbed inside of it, Hakli gupo hukumoso, the kli itself is like excrement, but Azraji discusses it also until you cover the kli itself, but he uses the kli as the covering. Aval Shomatafas, what if it's of metal? This is from the Magen Avram. Afilu in a rock, even if it's not washed from the inside, Mahani would help to flip it upside down. This is from the Prima Garden. Okay, the ain isuro el mitoch the is only because of what's in it. If you clean it, it would be fine. Kufio kosher kisui and turning it upside down counts as a covering. The imkis the holograph of it if you cover it on top of the bowl, the of it or on top of the pan or the bowl, whether it's a bad smell coming from them. Meishu shalcheres barachos, whether it's of pottery and it's clean, or shalmatachos and barachos, whether it's of metal and it's not clean. Because of the derech the tzorach lahaf legav arba amos from off the shul. The miracle you have to go 4 amos away from the place where the smell stops. The zemek be reach lashi yishlo. This counts as if there's a bad smell which has a source to it. I am kamash because there local with it. We say in the berura I am test the dama now dama os zayin. The yom shal matachos v'rachos. If it's of iron and it's washed, or it's of metal and it's washed. And it still has a smell. It's enough just to get away from places the bad smell stops. This counts as bad smell which doesn't have a source to it. The person should be accustomed to have a metal one of a bowl of metal. Or glass. Via rock with nothing and it should be washed and clean. The asal should be put inside of it a revius of water, because you wash them when he goes to the bathroom there. Then it's going to be to make a bracha and to say Asher Yatzer next to it. If it's clean, it doesn't have any bad smell from it. Mutter azay dai sheyachatet besume erev Shabbos nev Shabbos, and it doesn't come out any bad smell from it. Then it would be enough. They should wash it just from once a week on erev Shabbos nev Shabbos. I can't show this the end of his language. Who will Rabbins from the Eli Rabbi this opinion? Okay. Mutter the creation basic sheesh so it's mutter to recreation on a house which has an excrement, umeraglayim, a graph, or urine, or a pan, the oven, or a bowl. Even shehik with mehem shira shenis bargash and nine test. Since you get away from them, the measure which is said in nine test, you are 4 amos away from the where the smell stops. Shehik, the Mishnah Berurah says, the imhoya b'mayis mita of the boy flew was in the house a bed which is 10 high, and machitz and megillas arts and the walls reach the ground. We call it on all sides of this bed. This is from the Pentecost of the Eli Rabbis. The Eli Rabbis says, the maven time I don't know the reason the few mashim for b'shem Magen Avram is going to explain this Magen Avram she quotes the koso mi koso the koso that it should be make a split between wall to wall. Balav Hachayesh Dayan B'Zeh, without this, they should be looking to this. There's to look into this. Okay. Okay. All Kopanim She Ragla Katsaros, or at the very least that his feet are very short. Peina Gavos Shlosh Tfachim, Tavikalafim, and then that it doesn't, it's not 3 Tfachim and the legs, and it's like Lavin, and I guess the whole thing is 10 tall. This is from the Chayyadim. Mitzvah graph of it Omin Achar Mita, and you have a excrement or a bowl or a pan or a bowl was standing behind the bed. Mifri Hamita Machlitzah, the bed counts as a wall. Bishar the cross of Hamita, and it's to read in front of the bed. The Ainsar Laharchik, and you don't have to distance from them. Vavad Shaloyira, as the graph is provided, you don't see the bowl, the pan. The Gam Shaloyagir Lo Reapon also doesn't reach him a bad smell. It's from the Chayadim of Pasha. Mind the Elbus Simon and Taskim Surface, look earlier into my face. Plus the Magen Avram, writes the daf gov kishamita chotetzes mikos lekos. It's only when the wall. It's only when the bed makes a break from wall to wall, between the wall to the other wall. Okay. Abu Balav Hachi. I guess it covers the whole space in between. Abu Balav Hachi lo kashiv machitza. The this doesn't count as a wall if it doesn't split the whole room in half. I don't know. Okay. The Habim passing the there's many going back and forth in this sin. This is from I'm Juggle my Mordecai. Look at the Max Juggle my Mordecai. Gam Besif and Nishmas Adam, also in the book of Nishmas Adam, Tamala, we have the same on it. Okay, Master B'Chayadim, therefore, to food B'Chayadim. The B'mei Ragayim Shahayu al Aretz, if you have urine which is on the ground, or B'Kli She'ino Graf, or in a vessel which is not a graf, not a pan, Ze'ino Ela Midirabbanan, in that case it's only Midirabbanan. Yesh L'Hakal L'Kros, there is to be make to read, Ulvarach, to make a brachas, neged, Hamachitza, opposite the wall. Afilu Eino Chotetzes, even if it doesn't completely cover off the room. Avaloka neged Avir, but not opposite the. So even if it doesn't make a mistake, you can read if you're down by the wall where it is down there. Avaloka neged Avir, not by the airspace above there. I'm Berlacha, look at Berlacha. She'atak Mikol Shon, was I copied over its language in this. Dafim Hakavuim, because you have boards which are set on the wall, Shekorin Palitza or bank, which are called a Palitza or bank, or a bench. Afavi Shigavoim has started talking to the 10 talking tall, that the Afshir Afilu Rachavar is talking, it's possibly even 4 talking wide. Lo Havi Rishus, the After doesn't count as his own Rishus. Kimich Shin Lo Machita, some of the doesn't have walls that reach the ground. The thing Shulchan Shalom, and similarly our table, Shalom al Reglaim, which standing on their feet, Shein Verachav and Arba Tvachim, which don't have in their width 4 Tvachim, Afapi Shehin Gavoim, certain though there are 10 Tvachim tall. Lo Havi Machita Lahapsik, doesn't count as a break to make a separation. Okas of Sham, further it says there, graph or Filame or Reglaim, if you have a bowl or even urine, Omid Baintana, the closer which is standing between a oven and the wall. Nearly the Asr Lahamid B'Tzad, the time it's done, it seems it's Asr to stand beside the oven. Will it grow into B'Yishma? Apple Pisha Tanamafsik, even though you have the tanner in the way. The Kivan the Humish Metashmishi Abai, since it's from the uses in the things which are used for the house, Bottle the Gami Abai gets bottled to the house, the oven is part of the house. Then Kol Kiyot presents similarly all things like this. Aval Sharkli Abai, but a different vessel of the house. She'enu Miyukul Abai, which is not set up for the house. Nearly the Mafsik, and it seems it wouldn't make a hafsik. Okay. The Alpi of Fanim informed that Elvis Gabi meets them like through the ways which said earlier in regards to a bed. Okay, you don't have a smell, you can't see it, it's covering either it's completely covering from Mechitza to Mechitza, when you're down by the way place where it's close. Okay. Okay. Im hiniach hagraf im hiniach lagraf va'avid tachat hamita. If it reaches to the, if he leaves the graph, the pan or the bowl under the bed, and the walls of the bed go down to below within 3 of the ground. Even if the bed himself isn't 10 tefachim tall, Shari the cross of the snare mitzvah al gabe, it's just to read on in front of the bed and on top of it. The Armin love it, but have it we say love it, and it's like it's covered. This is from the Be'eli Rabbah and it's Pashit. Because the Kishaim Magir Yakra, all this is when it doesn't get him into a bad spell. When it does get him a bad spell, Lomahani Kisa doesn't help it to covering. We'll have to not having to break up a wall. When our beds are glam like the boats which have tall feet, which are more than the long legs, you have to get away from the tan like it's normal din. Okay. But there's the berura. I mentioned imamita megavod. With the mission and says if the bed is tall. So we have a bunch of different things. If it's 10 talking tall. Show the close of the mita, then it will be much to read in front of the mita, assuming you can't smell it and you've got the bed blocking. The Pasha do I think that your show of Alamita is simply to be Pasha seems to be sleeping on the bed. Brian Milael, the process from earlier, Simonai and Text to face from the Simonai to face, and some mission will look the mission berura. Useful the garbage that you should be careful in this rule. You see, Aver Echel puts the meat, you should have more than one limb outside of the bed. The Makam Agraf's in place where the area where the pan is. I know the Simonai and Bob says, Dal look earlier in Simonai and Bob says, Dal. Possible say for Chayadim, says looking for Chayadim, Teva, the Farvarian. Okay. If you go to bone, unless you have a box or stuff like that, only device which is standing in the house before, so it's nothing which is 10 fucking tall. Beroko b'meshach arban has the width of 4 fucking. A mounted being other left over, which is making a separation between the man and the excrement. Each lachim glass of mother, one used to be machim like the mother and the mom. That for PK also still a saucer. I only came machim because the close unless it makes a separation from wall to wall and it goes through the whole room. I will im hoya miraglim al kol art, but if the urine was on the whole face, was on the ground, was on not all colors, all arts. Over cliche and a ground for it's on a vessel which isn't a pan, it's just there. Could be Indian she'ain boil and they're running away that somehow it's only an innocent drabanan. Usually the mutter lama negative it seems to me it's mutter that we stand opposite the wall, but like us in the bar to get into make a bracha. I will look at negative, but not opposite the airspace above the thing. The mechitza a rough of arbam the tzvachim question. Mechitza that a mechitza which is 4 out tzvachim wide, it counts the wall. So I have to connect it to master to be the opposite. The other mechitza who yosem in if the air is in the wall is more than the airspace. The hari omim rubal on parts. Now you have a case where it's more standing parts than there is airspace. Nearly the feel of so yesh the it seems to me even by excrement you could be mastered b'shas negative mechitza opposite. It's at the wall. Without here, I saw it finding and you can't see the soa. You can't see the excrement. The plain kavis and mafsid amok asar. Similarly, if you have a ditch which is making separation, which is 10 tefachim deep, the meshach arban is 4 wide. Tefachim. The rachavim is fossil. This fossil and its width is from one end to the end. The other end, you have a big ditch in the middle of the room. Gamkin rachav arba. Oh no, sorry. Rachavim is fossil and its width from one side to the other, going across. Gamkin rachav arba tefachim is also 4 tefachim. How Rizek is saying Rishuyas, it counts as to Rishuyas. I ain't trying to look there. And so I don't know, is he in that thing, or he's in that thing, or he's separating them? Okay, so further writes, Zafrik Hashem Machitas who Gavoa starts talking only when the walls are 10 talking Baroko Barba with a width of 4 talking. O Minakarka ad Sof Govas. Daf Hashem Mafitas with divorce are 10 tefachim tall. Rochav Arba tefachim min hakarka from the ground ad sof gvor tefachim until the end of 4 tefachim. Meaning it doesn't shrink before the end of 4 tefachim. O afal pishin pachos mishlosh tefachim samach lekarka, or even though it's less than 3 next to the ground, ein bo rochav arba. Even though that when you get to within 3 of the ground, it doesn't have a width of 4, meaning it's sort of like a V or something. And now down by the bottom, it's not 4. We go into Omen al Raglan, Daf, for example, standing on small feet. Then we love it that now we could say love it, and then it's still okay if we say love it. Avol Shulchan Shalonim, but our tables with Yosef on some of that, Omen al Raglan standing on their feet, they in Berochav Arba Tvachim, and those feet are in 4 Tvachim. Avol Pishin Gavoim, I'm sorry, even though they are 10 Tvachim, they'll have in the faces and half, so it doesn't count as walls to make a separation.